make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I don't
gonna
give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're gonna
bring
Is that
the
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming.
I'm a stalker, so I have pictures of you everywhere you go. You know how, that's what Charles tells me. Mr. Perry, I left 9 years ago, 10 years, 2013, 10 years ago, to get away from you. You are a monster, and you're very, very hated, and we can get information, and you can't because of it. You cause me a problem, we get information. You contact me, we get information. You invade my privacy, we get information. You cause me a loss, a problem, drama, a hardship, we get information. I don't have one single picture of you. I fucking can't stand you. I've spent 9 years kicking you off me, pushing you off me. Get the fuck away from me, weirdo. Get the fuck away from me, you weirdo. As much as we've quoted you and we have names of people working for you, we don't know why you think you have a choice. You're delusional and you're wackadoo. And you got an official diagnosis of that. Huntington's disease causes delusion, paranoia, psychosis, and the inability to reason cognitively. And we said that years ago. Our shrink said he can't pass the IQ test I give my 6-year-olds. He's not showing the ability to reason. No cognitive reasoning. Something simple like, if you do X, touch a hot stove, then Y happens. You're going to get burned. If you don't like Y, you don't like getting burned, stop doing X. Don't touch the hot stove. Simple things like that Mr. Perry can't do. Can't put that together in his head at all. Name one of my guys. Quote one meeting. In 10 years, you cannot do it. So my shrink thinks you need to be hospitalized immediately because your delusion is so bad and so deep that when you're told, fuck the hell off me. Get the hell away from me. Stay away from me. Stay away from my family. Do not contact me. Stalking is a felony. Hacking is a felony. Peeping is a felony. Coercion is a felony. Witness tampering is a felony. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Deprivation of food and shelter with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce. Coercion is a felony. Trafficking is a felony. It's life sentence. All of those things are being alleged. They're being alleged. You're not making it hard to prove. You're not. It's going to be pretty fucking easy to get a conviction because you are just the gift that keeps giving. So on the criminal evidence, it's almost so easy it's not fair. So our shrink is like, at this point, we are quoting his pretty much every day, his little meetings. Maybe we ought to get her to Albuquerque since she won't go to Texas. I'm quoting you. Quoting your people. Take her car away. Have her pulled over. Get her ringtone. Have somebody stand around her and call her and get her ringtone. We need to get her back on that pole and on a schedule so we can get to her and hurt her. We need her back in Texas so we can do more to her. I mean, I'm quoting you. Lucius, Calvin, Blankenship, Desiree, Monique, Beverly, James, Sonjay, Calvin, Ruben. Those are your people. Name one of mine. So our shrink says, at this point, for him to think he has a choice shows that he's in deep, deep, deep delusion. He can no longer tell the difference between fact and fiction. He can't. And he should be hospitalized. It's very irresponsible and unethical that his doctor doesn't have him in the hospital. That person might need to have their license reviewed. So, I mean, she said that a long time ago, that you are displaying symptoms of aging. We thought Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something. You can't understand what people say to you. Your response is always a fail. Always a fail. I don't like you. You're as about attractive as vomit. So, I mean, Mr. Perry's thinks he's bait. He's I'll marry you. I'll love you. And I'm like, wow, but you're like vomit. So thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather eat out of a dumpster. And your threats have been duly noted for the record in your criminal case. So, I mean, I don't know how many different ways we need to say the same thing for you to get it. Name one of my guys. In 10 years, you have not one. Nobody will tell you fuck. You are fucking hated. You're very creepy, and you're very cruel, Mr. Perry. This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. It is the 4th of January, 2023. The disclaimer is, use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for legal standard, the reasonable, prudent individual standard, which Mr. Perry couldn't do if he had a gun to his head. He can't do it. His wires are gone. So it's no different for some of the people that work for him. Who's Lucius? Charles, explain who's Lucius. Explain who's Calvin, that's bald and fat. And Sanjay, your hacker. And Geppetto, your witch. And Monique. Explain all that. Explain it. You're going to get to in your criminal case for sure. You'll have that chance. You can testify if you want. If they can find you mentally competent. Yeah, God is not mocked. You reap what you sow. Here's the thing, when they did that, look, we need to say she's crazy. We're going to ignore blood tests to see if she's got arsenic in her blood. And the text saying, I gave you arsenic from Mr. Robertson. And, we're going to ignore all the objective data and facts and dates and times of events and so forth, and the law that says you got to file a police report if you want a protective order from somebody who's giving you threats of death, false arrest, and kidnapping. I texted Mr. Robertson, you going to kidnap me tonight? Why do you think I asked him that? Because he was threatening it. They're still threatening it. They're trying to make me look crazy. They got people evaluating me and stuff when I'm illegally incarcerated for following the laws in this state where I lived at the time and live now. And there's no evidence of a political vendetta. Mr. Perry's delusional. He was the new guy. He just got elected. I'd been in politics all my life. I didn't need him. Nobody needs him. They still don't. That district is 86% Republican. Let's say we kick Perry out and they get a new person in. The new person's going to be pro-life, pro-protection of marriage, and pro-gun rights, and all the very conservative right-wing agenda, the platform. Minus the stalking, they're the same. So what difference do you make, sir? You guys are cookie cutter. The only way to change that is to bring in a company from California with a bunch of liberal voters. There's no other way to change the vote that would be in the Senate or the state assembly from your district. You can't do it. So what's the point? Nobody's going to waste resources on that. Unless it's also a very small district. 3% of the population of Texas. Nobody's going to waste their time and money or anything at all on your district. And the only way to change the vote is change the voter demographic to where it's more Democrat, and you can get a Democrat in there. So right now it's just not even possible. And no one cares. You arrogant, delusional piece of trash. So you're hurting people, and everybody's sick and tired of it. Everybody's very tired of the suffering you guys are causing. So we can get names. Ask Geppetto. Ask Lucius. Ask Ball Fat Calvin. And you've got not one in a decade. $25 million didn't cover up fuck, did it? You have not been caught this much in your lives, all of you. And it happened because you started going at me. Why is that? Have you ever asked yourself, why is it different when we do it to her? Why do we get caught every time we do it to her? Do the crime to her? Have you ever asked yourselves, why are people talking? Why are we getting told on all the time? Have you ever asked yourselves that? It's just too stupid, dude. You're just too fucktard, too. It's funny as fuck. It's so easy, it isn't even fair. The McNamara email goes into great detail about my false arrest 3-4 months before the false arrest. And I had that in 2015. We've quoted you every day since. You have not one of our quotes from our guys at any of their meetings. You don't know who they are. Nobody will tell you fuck, because people fucking hate you. People do not like crime. They do not like suffering. And they do not like it when one person hurts another. And so, we can get information and you can't. Every day I'm broke, we get more. Every day Michael Neely is in jail for something you did, we get more. Because you're pissing people off, and people with a hell of a lot of power. People that will not dignify you with a phone call. Right? Everything you do to me to cause a problem, we get more. We get it before, not after. You ever heard of that? Before and after, same and different, cause and effect. Do you all have some sort of mental illness? It seems like you do. And I don't know who the hell aspires to be the bitch of a sex weirdo. That's the best you can do with your life? I want to grow up, Dad, and be the bitch of a sex weirdo. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have words for that. I don't fucking have words for that. And I assert all constitutional rights. Mr. Perry, you are trying to talk to me like you think I care what you think, and I don't. You were not asked. What were you asked to do? Do you even know? This is what you were asked to do.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
Fuck off. Leave me alone. For 9 years, I have done nothing but kick you off, hit you off, push you away. Get away from me. You're about as attractive as vomit.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave me alone! Well,
That's okay, I don't care.
leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you
Oh
alone.
my god. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you, a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave me alone.
That's okay, I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want. That's okay, I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. You need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay.
Leave me the fuck alone. I moved twice, completely changed my life. Completely changed my job, my career, where I live. Twice to get away from you. Because you're like vomit. I mean, I'll give you this, I'll give you a house if you'll lie for me. I'll marry you. I'm like, wow, you think you're bait. Delusional. You're fucking, wow. You're like, you might as well offer me vomit. I mean, 9 years, you can't take the blow off it by now. You get caught every time you do the crime to me, you can't spot a pattern by now. All of you, that's stupid. I mean, we don't even know what to say. It's so easy, it's not fair. Really. It's going to be very easy to get a conviction and a whole lot of restitution for victims, all of us. Mr. Perry, peeping on a woman is a vulgar, obscene crime. You don't get to use my body to pretend you have a love life. You don't have a real love life. Nobody's trying to hold your hand. Nobody's in love with you. You're all by yourself with your blow-up doll, making a fool of yourself. There's no such thing as a concubine, delusional. You got your little fantasy life has taken over reality for you, and you look like a buffoon. You've done nothing but make yourself look like a buffoon. You need to be hospitalized. And I mean, somebody told you that about, 3-4 years ago. You better be glad she said no. Because you're having mental problems right now. You'd leave something incriminating laying around, and within 24 hours, she'd have you locked up. You forget who it is you're dealing with. It's not something you've dealt with before. It's different when you do it to me, but it's the same every time you do it. So, Mr. Perry, I think I talked about this yesterday, tries to make me look crazy. I'm not stalking her, she's just crazy. And has me evaluated by shrinks and stuff. Let's ignore blood tests. We're not going to properly collect any evidence and have a proper interview with a victim in Tulsa by Tulsa police. And then when you did the illegal arrest, Mr. Powell had zero intention of going to trial. He didn't collect any evidence either. He has the legal obligation. He should be disbarred. That's prosecutorial misconduct. Bad. What he should have done is gone, Jim Hansen should have said, I don't have evidence that any evidence was properly collected when she filed the police report. She has to do it by law if she wants a protective order. There's no evidence of a police investigation, there's no police disposition, and there's no evidence of a political vendetta. You charged me with filing a false police report in retaliation for doing your job as a senator. Wow. Talk about grandiose thinking. I was in politics all my life. I was raised in the home of an elected official. My granddad was the power in the town where I grew up. You have no fucking idea what that's like, welfare. You can tell. You are as low-class skank as it gets. Jerry Springer show. Let me shit myself and wave my dirty underwear for the whole world to see. Because I have zero class. Zero dignity. Not even any self-respect. Sure as shit not respect for other people. So, I get home and I'm overwhelmed and I'm smothered. They're trying to make me look crazy and I'm seeing a shrink quarter pointed that they picked. And I'm like, God, what in the world? And at that moment, I mean, you can feel God. If you're not a Christian, you may not understand this. But all of a sudden, you feel the presence of God so strong, you can't stand up almost. And he was like, I got this. I've got this. I saw it. I see what's going on. And I'm going to help you slay the dragon. He's trying to ruin your credibility because you have a story to tell I want told. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. He's going to fall in the pit. He's digging for you. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen a bunch of people so stupid that when they are in a hole, and they know they're in a hole, they just keep digging. Because most people are smart enough to stop. We're always like, here's your shovel, dig away. And boy, how do they do. But when you have a mentally ill man, doctor-diagnosed mentally ill man, and everybody's following that, why would you expect anything different? Yeah, why would you expect anything different? So, it's Psalm 35. Fight those who fight me, oppose those who oppose me. Make war upon those who make war upon me. Cause them to fall in the pit they dug for me. Like Haman was impaled upon his own pole that he built for Mordecai the Jew. Sometimes God will flip that, and you don't have any control over it. No one does. Psalm 35 also says, but give great delight to those who came to my defense and held up my just cause. David's being chased by crazy Saul, a king who went to abandon God and went to a witch and went crazy, lost his mind. And he also fell upon his own sword. So, that was 7 years ago. And Dr. Russell never diagnosed me with a mental illness, never gave me medicine or anything like that. I saw her for a year and a half. They drug the charges out for a year and a fucking half. Mr. Powell should be disbarred. Did not collect any evidence. ABA rules require it. The prosecutor must collect the evidence. So does Brady. Brady rules. Maryland versus Brady. Wow, you are a fuck up, sir. You get your law degree out of a Cracker Jack box or what? I mean, we're ashamed of you and embarrassed by you that you would call yourself an attorney and act like that, or a Christian. You go to Southcrest. All you guys go to Southcrest. What do they teach you over there? How to be a criminal and get away with it? I mean, golly. I never even visited that church when I lived in Lubbock. When we first moved there, we visited different churches, and there was something about that one that made me go, yeah, I don't think I'll go to that one. I don't remember. I can't even put my finger on it now, then or now, but it just something about that church was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's a church. I don't know what it is. So, anyways, Mr. Perry, please shut up. No one's going to help you until you're gone from my life. I've made that very, very clear. Here's the deal. If you want help, he's always asking me who's helping. Is it your church? Is it your mom and dad? Is it, here, this is my day. Every fucking day, all damn day. I pick up my phone, he starts typing in it. He's hacked it, I cloned it. So actually, if you do a search on my phone, it won't show up. It'll show up on his phone, because he cloned it. Is it your mom and dad leaking? Is it your kids? Is it your family? Is it the church? Is it Medicare? Is it China? Is it Putin? Is it New York police? Is it LAPD? Is it Roswell police? Is it Tulsa police? Is it, who's telling on me? Who's catching my crime? Is it, just say it. Just say who it is. Why would I do that? Zero motive to do that. When you're in jail, I don't have to deal with that ever again, and I will never be broke again. Why the fuck would I help you? Why in the fuck? You're not a bait. You're vomit, sir. Even prisoners are repulsed by guys like you, Dr. Wax said. And they are. That's true. A lot of times, sex weirdos like you get the fuck beat out of you. Do you not understand how... Well, this is reality. You're in delusion. You need to get in reality. All of you do. Guys like y'all get the shit beat out of you in jail. You can have all the civil rights you want. You can go out and, oh, I shouldn't get beat up in jail. I have civil rights. Yeah, tell that to the inmates. They don't give a fuck. They're already in trouble. A lot of them are already in life in prison. They got nothing. They don't give two shits about a little bit of solitary or added time. They're not getting out anyway. They will beat the hell out of you. They don't care. You're a weirdo. You hurt women and kids. They'll beat the shit out of you. They don't give a fuck. Get in reality. That's what you're looking at. That is reality, what you're looking at. They think Jeff Epstein was murdered because he's a sex weirdo who abused kids and girls, women. So that's what you're facing. Reality is that. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. You go tell the prisoner about to beat the fuck out of you, doesn't think twice about it, about your civil rights, and see if he gives two fucks. He doesn't. He won't. You don't matter, whatever. You're just some weird little, yeah. And they'll beat the hell out of you. And that's what you're looking at. Your attorney won't save you, nobody will save you. So, if you want my guy's help, I gotta have my money back, and you can't be in my life at all. No more privacy invasions, no more calling my car guy. I'm confronting car guy. Dude, I heard you. I'm sorry, but I heard you talking to these people. You're putting my life at risk, and you don't get to do that. You absolutely do not get to put my life at risk, sir. I've admired this person for a long time. I've done business with him for a long time. He's always treated me very well. We don't have any arguments. We don't have any fights. But then you come around, and all of a sudden it's different. You fuck up everything. If it's good, you ruin it. If it's fun, you make it unfun. If it's good, if it's something everybody likes and enjoys, you'll fuck it up, and you get off on that. Because no normal person does that. And so guess what? We can get information and you can't. I got names and you don't. My guy said it very clearly. You are not to contact her again. You need to comply with the law. Act your age. You need to, don't invade her privacy anymore, and she's not to be broke anymore. Ever. Get your hands out of her wallet. I can make money. You steal it faster than I can make it. Calvin, you're in a lot of trouble for that. So is Sonjay. We know Sonjay and Calvin fuck with my Dasher app every time I'm trying to work. David goes around and when I apply for work, tells people not to hire me. David and Charles. And we know that. Alright? So, anyway, so my shrink says this was a stalking escalation. Right? She's afraid. He's stalking her. She's sick of him intruding in her life. Butting in. And Connie Curry, nosy body, into places she didn't invite him in. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're told on. Because you're vomit. You're fucking vomit, not bait. You whack job. So what he, when that happened, I thought that's it. Oh, he did exactly what he said. That's God keeping his promise right there. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. But he wasn't done yet. Because only God can allow you to be afflicted with a disease. And it's not diabetes, it's not heart disease, it's not respiratory disease, it's not cancer. It's a disease that's actually kind of rare. And it causes psychosis. The inability to reason. You can't put 2 and 2 together. You can't do it. Disease makes it where you can't. You can't do if, then that. Simple things. A 2-year-old could do it. Cause and effect, same and different before and after. Psychosis, delusion, hallucinations, paranoia. I looked it up. We heard somebody say he's got Huntington's disease. He didn't want anybody to know. I wasn't supposed to find out. But see, here's the thing. People fucking hate you and the cruelty that you're imposing and burdening everybody with. So I know. That's why I know. Got it, David? The reason I know, David, Mr. Robertson, and Geppetto, and Lucius, and any cops listening, you know why I know Mr. Perry has Huntington's disease? Because people are sick and tired of the cruelty and the hardships. We don't have any problems getting information. You do. Look at your results. Look at ours. We're doing what people like. You're doing what people hate. We're not tolerating it in a civilized society. It's illegal for a reason. You do things that are illegal, the chances are high people don't like it when you do that. And if you're doing things people don't like, they're not going to like you. And they're not going to help you. You don't get help, Mr. Perry, until I have my money back and you're not in my life anymore and I have my privacy back. And Mr. Lee goes home. Not one fucking information. None. And you're asking me, and I've never answered you. Nobody's ever helped you with that. I'm not going to help you with that. We all want you gone. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma. I came up here to get away from you. I left. I came to get away from you, and you've been kicked off me ever since. There's no such thing as a concubine, dumb fuck. Nothing like that. You made that up in your delusion. There's no legal, I think somebody told you that. Here's the thing with your concubine bullshit. There's no legal statute because it doesn't exist. You are imagining that. You look ridiculous. How embarrassing for you. I start shrink. I'm like, he's embarrassing everybody. Even the stuff we're hearing from his people, they're embarrassed by him. So, why isn't he embarrassed? She said he doesn't know he should be. I told you he's suffering from mental retardation and severe mental retardation. And we didn't know at the time what that meant or why that was. Here's the thing. When you got Huntington's disease, the mental illness part is the psychosis, the delusion, the hallucinations, the paranoia. And the cognitive reasoning, that's the mental retardation part. You got both. And it's severe. And it's noticeable. And you embarrass your own people. You don't make sense. And you need to be hospitalized. And Mark and your wife and your kids have that legal responsibility and obligation, and your doctor. She's like, you could lose your license letting something like that go, because he's a danger to society and himself. So reality is, when you're standing in a prison with somebody who's badass, prison-wise, robbed a bank or something. Jeff Epstein was in with a cop who murdered 4 people. They think he was murdered. They think he did it. But nobody cares. They made it look like suicide. No one gives a fuck. Because he raped girls. He had cameras in his own home that disgusted his friends. So how much worse is it for you if you put cameras in somebody else's without their permission or consent and broadcast them all over the internet, all over the world, and charge watch time as our witness says you do? I mean, you're proving out the witness. David, you're proving out everything we've got. Is that what you wanted to do? Is that what you were trying to do? I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's so easy, it's not fair. They're starting to call you dumb David. Y'all have the same conversation over and over and over and over. So we don't just have one conversation about you taking my car. We got about 5 every fucking day since 2019. Yeah, have her pulled over. Have Rogers County pull her over. When I was out working at Sensations, we've got them from way back then. Have Rogers County pull her over. Did you want Rogers to do it or Mays or get Rogers County to do it? Yeah. I mean, I've got all that going way back. You had my taillight taken out in Manford. I've told this story 1,000 times. So, let me back up a little bit. So there's the pit, you fell in it. Sorry, I said, here's your shovel, dig away. And you did. And then you fell right in it. You pissed God off. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Only God can allow you to have an affliction that is a mental illness and causes retardation. Right? Only God can do that. I can't do that. Our cops can't do that. Only God can do that. Because you went into court and lied to ruin my credibility, and I have a story to tell, and God wants it told. Those are His decisions, not yours. You don't have any control over that. No one does. I don't. No person has control over that at all. But He kept His promise to me that day, and you know what else He said? They're going to chase you, and then they're going to get swallowed up in the sea behind you. Because Pharaoh was stubborn. Pharaoh didn't listen. Pharaoh chased something that did not belong to him, and they are too. You want to defy God, you defy God. And then when the shit hits the fan, do remember that is what you asked for. You made a choice, and you made the choice to choose the result. You touch a hot stove, you choose the result that you're going to get burned, and you know it. You're grown-ass men, and you act like you're fucking 2-year-olds. I mean, we don't even know what to say. So you did have me pulled over, and that officer did not handle that as I would have if I was a cop. Especially when you're looking at numbers that don't look so hot right now. 44% increase in murdered women due to domestic violence in Oklahoma. Whose fault is that? We don't want to be on the first 48 TPD. We want you to stop the crime. That's what we're paying you for. You got a roof over your head and food on your table because taxpayers and the public pays you to take care of us and make us safe. The job is to tell victims of crime, you're safe now. We slayed your dragon. He or she won't hurt you again. You're safe now. As lawmen, we are called by God. Assignment from God Almighty to relieve suffering caused by crime. Do you think the officer that pulled me over the other night, when I said to him, I have a stalker, here's my address confidentiality card so that you know why I have a P.O. box on my driver's license. And, because you're not supposed to do that unless you're participating in the address confidentiality program that was set up after Rebecca Schaeffer was murdered by her stalker. He hired a PI. The PI got her home address from DMV records. So he says, I'm like, I got a stalker. The stalker makes it where I can't make money so that I can't register my car on time so that I'll get pulled over and have a problem with the police. In other words, that's the causation officer. Flat told him that. Okay, well, let me go write your ticket. Dear Jesus, that is not policing. That is not even close. Because at that point, he had a legal and moral obligation to ask me some more questions. Okay, well, I don't think I should just write you a ticket then, maybe. Let's find out what we can do to put a stop to that. Because we have some domestic violence numbers in our state that aren't very impressive. And I want to be an impressive cop, and I want to relieve your suffering today. And I want to make sure you're safe. What can we do to help facilitate that? Because I'm a cop, and I signed up to be able to tell victims you're safe now. He won't hurt you again. He was sitting on me. I had not even gotten out of a parking lot yet. He was sitting on me. You told him where I was. Because you GPSed my phone. He knew where I was. He was sitting on me, and you just carried out a threat to have me pulled over, and that's corruption. And the reason we have names and you can't get names, and we're quoting you and you're not quoting us, is people do not like that. They fucking hate it. They fucking hate that shit. Look at the defunding of police thing that happened. That was over police corruption. Police, save your ass right now, because I'm telling you, you keep fucking this shit up, the defunding is going to happen. And nobody wants that. I don't want that. I wrote a whole article on why it's a bad idea to defund police, and I have 40 of them helping me from somewhere else. From somewhere else. All those pullover conversations that y'all had, we didn't get those from TPD. And Charles was asking me, is it Mays County helping you? Listen, who's helping me is none of your business. You're the offender. And you're as attractive to me as vomit. Do you want vomit in your house? I don't want vomit in my house. It smells bad. It's ugly. It's disgusting. In fact, when my kids threw up, when my kids were little and they would throw up, get the flu or whatever, I could not clean it up because I'd throw up too. It was just like, oh, God. My ex-husband had to do it. I literally, one day I tried. My son, Mr. Perry, no one's going to help you with anything until you get the fuck out of my life and stop contacting me. I'm not going to help you. I never have. Why would I start now? Just typed in my phone. Is it your ex-husband? I'm going to take your car. I made you broke. Call me. I have a house. I'll rape you. Call me. That's the crazy I'm subjected to. Just like that guy. Listen to this. Listen to how this feels to have to live with this bullshit.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please
Yeah,
leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Stepdad's been raping you since
Leave
you
me
were
alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of
What she said is leave me alone, and the proper response, if he understood her, is to leave her alone. He starts talking about her clothes. Wasn't asked about her clothes. That's not at all what she said, is it? I didn't want to help you. That's not at all what I said. You need to act like you understand what I just said. And you can't, can you? I said leave me the fuck alone. No one's going to help you with shit until I have my money back and I can pay my bills on time and follow the law. Because I want to follow the law. You're intentionally impeding me from compliance with the law on a fucking car registration, sir. And you're going to get charged with that. And we're going to court over that. Traffic court. It's time, it's traffic court. You're not being sued. And you interfere with that, they'll charge you with that too. All these civil cases that you did something illegal in, they're going to charge you with that too. You think you want something, we're like, okay, delusional, we'll give you a gold star if that makes you feel better. You have not one quote, not one name. You don't know who's doing that. You won't know till it's too fucking late. He said he'd help you. The longer you drag this out, the less he can do. He's very, very limited on what he can do, because you won't fuck the hell off. Your attention isn't wanted, sir. Stalking is a felony. Peeping is a felony. Hacking is a felony. And you need to get some manners and stop bothering me. Stop fucking bothering me. I don't like you. I've kicked you off me for 9 years. Stop fucking bothering me. So we're all headed to traffic court. Because you wanted it, you got it. You know, everybody ought to know me well enough to know I'm not going to put up with that shit. And anything you do to me, I'm going to use it to prove my case. Nobody's done what I've done. Why would you expect anything different? You guys can't manage your expectations properly. Another sign of delusion and stupidity. It's so easy, it's not fair. It's just so fucking easy, it's just not fair. I've made it very clear. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we expect. He said in July, she's not to be broke anymore. Stop taking her money. Stop interfering with her ability to earn income. Don't contact her and don't invade her privacy. That's the law. Comply with the law. And you didn't. So we got Geppetto's name and found out he's your witch. We didn't just get his name, we found out what he does for you. Sanjay's name and we found out he's your hacker. Right? We know Sanjay and Calvin fuck with my Dasher app. So that you can get me to Broken Arrow and have Broken Arrow pull me over. I mean, you think we're just... you don't know what you're dealing with. And you don't have anything like that from us in 9 years. Nothing. Look at your results and look at ours. People don't like what you're doing. They fucking hate you. All of you. And you guys that work for him, you know, is the best you can do with your life be the bitch of a sex weirdo? I mean, watch this. This is from Clarice on CBS Paramount streaming. It's season 1, episode 2 or 3, I believe. Okay, so people have actually speculated. We heard somebody go, I think one of Perry's people. I wonder if they wrote the TV show Clarice for Cynthia, about Cynthia, because there's a hell of a lot of similarities. One of the theme song to this show is Power in the Blood of Jesus. And he's right. I mean, we can see why you think that. It wasn't. But we can see why you think that. There are. There's a lot of similarities. And one of the things is the Attorney General is testifying. Here, it's right here. Right here.
Now, I would like to remind everyone that Attorney General Martin has...
A society is defined by what we do with the monsters amongst us. If you just let them go, you're a shitty fucking society, aren't you? Yeah, America's supposed to be Christian. We don't let people go hungry, much less make them hungry. We don't force people into sex. I would get raped every day, but I'd have a really nice house. And I said no to that. No, thank you. You're about to go to prison. This whole thing will be over. And then when you go to prison, it's a good... I mean, like I said, they beat guys like you up. They beat the fuck out of y'all, and your civil rights doesn't matter. The jailers will do the best they can to protect you, but they can't always protect you. They can't. Those people are hardcore, mean-ass prisoners. You're about to meet your match. And they will beat the hell out of you. And not think twice about it, and your civil rights aren't... What the fuck is that? That's what you're facing because you're a sex pervert and you hurt women and kids. And you choose that. You chose it. You got a sex weirdo problem and you didn't go to where you could go and do what you could do with all of your money and get some help. Perry, it's duly noted for the record that you have admitted you made me broke. You took my money. You're by yourself and you're told on is what you got out of that. You're alone and told on, and that's the results you have from doing that to me, and you're about to go to prison for it. You're the one asking me who's leaking and who's doing this, who's helping you. Is it Medicare? Is it LAPD? Is it NYPD? I made you broke, call me. I have money, call me. Everybody's like, oh my God, wow, that didn't even make sense. He just admitted guilt of committing a crime. He just admitted committing a crime. And you're by yourself for 9 years. I'm kicking you off me. And you're told on, and I'm not. I mean, we don't have leaks, sir. We're not doing anything wrong. You haven't quoted us even once. You have no names. That's the result you have out of taking my money and making me broke. You don't have a real love life, stupid. And this is for the guys who would aspire in their careers to be the bitch of a sex weirdo. Hillbilly sex weirdo.
Still here. Come to watch TV?
It was on.
Well, a lot of stories about you. I can't get enough of you.
What the hell is she doing?
She's telling us where she is.
You pull her out now.
I can't. Her HT's off. Let's come out.
You remind me of someone. My father. My daddy. He was a sheriff.
Sheriff. You must have adored him.
You bet I did. He died before I left home for good. Now he used to take me for root beer floats. I'm the soda jerk who made them. He was not a kind man. I wonder why I chose to be around kids.
That's why I chose to be around kids.
Maybe. Hadn't thought of that. There was this one time we found this neighbor boy crying because of the soda jerk's meanness. If there's one thing my daddy couldn't stand, it was someone who picked on folks weaker than them. I told the boy to come inside with us. And when my daddy, Sheriff, walked into that store, the soda jerk cowered. He got small.
How did that make you feel? Seeing the power your daddy had.
It was intoxicating. Oh, I didn't have that word at the time. How does it feel when your people, your women, give themselves over to you?
Feels intoxicating. I understand your daddy. I've dedicated my life to helping my girls. It makes me feel, like your daddy felt, I guess.
You're not getting it. You're the soda jerk.
Cheers.
Other men remind me of my daddy. Sheriff Rowan. He has that kind of walk, that kind of power. And he'll use it to hurt you, punish you.
You can't hurt me. Ain't nothing without me.
He's the lawman. He has the walk.
Beats me, Johns. I pay him. He's my bitch. Come on, bring it on.
Come on, look at it. Everyone says that Rowan is the big dog. The locals say it, how Magistrate Cotton says
No, because Rowan needs to believe that. I let him believe that. All those nitwits down in government, Jefferson Cotton, Gary,
Gary, wait, which one's he?
the whole damn courthouse, girl. I'm the big dog. They're mine. You don't talk when I am talking. She did it. She got every crook in the courthouse.
I want to...
And they think that show was written about me for me. I can see why. I mean, other men in my life have power, Mr. Perry. You don't have any, you little peon. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You don't tell somebody, I stole your money. I took your home. I made you homeless. I made you broke. Call me. Call me. Let's get married. That's kind of bullshit he says. Like he thinks he's bait. You're vomit. Bitch, you're fucking vomit. You repulse even prisoners. I'm repulsed by you. You repulse everybody. That's why we can get information and you can't. You've been billed $1,000 a day for using my body against my will without my consent for your little pretend love life, because you don't have a real one. No one's holding your hand. You're alone. No one's trying to see you. You don't get any, reciprocation. You're rejected every day. That's your results. You repulse everybody and disgust everybody and disturb everybody. We can get information and you can't. We're quoting you. You're not quoting us. We can name your people. You can't name any of ours. For 9 years, it's that way. Look at your results and outcome and look at ours. Nothing else matters but that. So when you did the traffic pullover, now we're going to go to traffic court. Because we had a police officer that did a fail. And a big one. He's the bitch of a sex weirdo. That's the best he could do in his career. I'm sorry. That's not what that's for. That's not what that job is for. to harass women who are victims of stalking and help with that. I wrote the U.S. Attorney and said that in 2015. It's been said over and over and over and over and over. Over and over and over, it's been said. I mean, I don't... What's that say? They received it. He's using cops, because I had 2 cops come tell me that. They didn't do what that guy did. They did the right thing. They came in and said he wanted us to help him hurt you. That's not why we signed up to be cops. We signed up to be cops to help people like you. So we're going to help you. He wants to find a way to arrest you, false arrest you. Just find something. I got to smear this girl. She caught my crime. I got to ruin her credibility. So watch what he'll find some bitch that'll do it. Some bitch will kiss his ass. Yeah, our guys will not. They won't even call you back. If you want to call back, I can't be broke. And you can't invade my privacy, and you cannot contact me ever again. I don't want to help you. I won't be the one to help you. It'll be one of them. And he said the longer Charles drags this on, the less I can do. It's about to be too fucking late. You live with your choices. You want to eat shit, eat shit. You want to dig a hole and fall in it, fall in it. Nobody can... You can't fix stupid, and you can't reason with crazy people. And you disgust me. You disgust everybody. All of you do. Isn't it normal to want to sit around all day, ruin somebody's life, and hurt people? Retaliation is a serious crime, Mr. Perry. This was retaliation. There are texts here. Where is it? That indicate death and murder and admission. And there should have been a blood test. And this indicates obstruction of justice because I filed this police report on the 21st. And by physical force and perjury, you prevented and delayed the proper collection of my evidence and the reporting of the crime that you committed against me. And then you did it again, within a week. See, they don't call me back until the 15th, way after. I'm already sitting incarcerated illegally, and Mr. Powell needs to be disbarred. And, see, this was the agreement. I'll never contact her again. Because you wanted me to lie, and I said, I'm not going to lie. I'll stay quiet, but Mr. Perry can't contact me again. And so that's why your name is in my bond conditions saying you can't contact me. You had to have agreed to that. So again, you perpetrated an intentional deception and intentional fraud on the court again, twice. I mean, we're repeating the same thing, bitch. Everybody tells me in jail he's going to send you home, harass the fuck out of you, then claim he's being harassed. It was all over that jail. Yep. Everybody's sick of this, Charles. We can get information and you can't. You have to file a police report. You don't have a choice. First one was denied because I didn't bring the police report. Because I was talking to Barney Fife's James Lowry, who says, so, let me interrupt you here as you're telling me what happened. When I should keep my mouth shut and just listen and take in the information. Is, someone bothering you? Oh, gosh. Detective Stupid or Officer Stupid, I am in here for a stalking complaint. That is what stalking is. Bye-bye. We're done. You're wasting my time. And I got up and left, and I never went back to Sepulpa Police again until I picked up my phones, which you had tested but were inconclusive by OSBI. Inconclusive. Here's the thing, if you're cloning somebody's phone, it's not going to be on the victim's phone, it's going to be on the offender's phone. Yeah, you wouldn't find anything. So, and then they were dismissed. Dr. Russell, here's the car. Every fucking day. Take her car, take her car, take her car, take her car, take her car. 100 times a day. Then she'll want me. You took everything else and I fucking hate you. We're getting more intel in than ever. After you took my home, that's when we got Geppetto's name, your witch, Sanjay's name, your hacker. You started talking about it the first time we got Bald Fat Calvin's name. Take her car, then she'll want me. But that's not what's happened in the past, is it? It gets us intel. It doesn't get you a date. You get date with flowers and being nice and phone calls and how can I take you to dinner? And had you done that long, long ago, I would have called you. But you didn't. You have ruined my life. You are trying to destroy me, and everybody knows it. I have, I'm looking for... By the way, When Robertson starts going, the arsenic thing, I wasn't saying yes to that. Yeah, no you were. Because there's this that would support you were. And there's this, because you don't speak to the deception. Did any cop catch that? I'm saying, I want the stalking to stop. Without death, deception, right? And destruction. Mr. Robertson doesn't say a word about the deception. Only death and destruction. Death threat. He's focusing on death. Let your life fade away. Just let us kill you. Wow, why would I do that? Yep, you need to go be, princess weirdo. What did I say here? Act like you understand what's being said to you. Because they think you need to be in a funny farm. Because your response is never appropriate. You need to be in the funny farm. What does this say here? We're going to ignore all the facts and objective data and get subjective data and try to make that fit our lie. And everybody knows it. And you act like you don't know everybody knows it. Everybody fucking knows it. Your crime has been never been caught this much in your life. Name one of my guys, Charles. Quote one of their meetings. In 9 years, you can't. Not even one. Nobody will fucking call you back. They're not dignifying you with 2 minutes of their time. Until I have my money back, and you're not contacting me ever again, and I have my privacy back at Mike's home. Not doing it. And it's getting to be too fucking late. It's about to be too fucking late. So, now, when I said it's likely he'll get the shit beat out of him in jail, that's not a threat. That's just jail. I was in it. I saw it. I saw it. There were fights, and the guards couldn't always do anything about it until after the fight started and people were already hurt. Just so you know, I was in jail. I saw it. And the civil rights, nobody cares about that. Epstein might have been murdered. The guards fell asleep. They were online. They were shopping online. Just reality is that's the deal. Even prisoners are repulsed by sex perverts like you. You didn't do some sort of cool Ocean's 11 bank robbery, something. You are raping women and children. You are abusing women and children. You are depriving women and children of food and shelter. And they beat your kind the fuck up in jail. Do you understand? That's just reality. The guards can't always help you. Your civil rights aren't fuck. The other prisoners don't care about your civil rights. Reality is, that's just what happens. This is what I looked like a couple of years ago before the murder of Chief Miller. And then after I figure out they did it, not Mike Neely, who has not a mark on him, and was found in respiratory distress and unconscious and treated for opioid overdose because they tried to drug him. Like they gave me arsenic, they gave him opioids. Same thing, and it was a week later. He's attempted murder, and he had to be coaxed to Pensacola because he didn't want to go. How can we coax her down to Broken Arrow so they'll have the Broken Arrow pull her over? How can we coax her to Jinx so Jinx will pull her over? There was a taillight taken out. I've said this. When I was in Manford, I got woken up. I slept till about 3 because I worked all night. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, go check your taillight. He had it taken out to have you pulled over. When you cause the pullover is almost, you don't get to, it's fruit of the poisonous. Okay? We're going to traffic court. You are likely to be called as a witness. You try to interfere with my right to do that, they'll come at you harder than ever. You've already fucked that up a lot. There's not been one hearing I've been in. When you play Candyland against yourself and beat you don't win. You have to have an opponent. 3 times I've sued, 3 times you wouldn't let me in court. The first time I went into court when everybody thought I'm just a stupid stripper, and your motion to dismiss was denied, you haven't let me back in since. And everybody knows, people said that. Charles didn't win. Charles cheated. And we fucking hate him for that. He should have made this right with her. All this crap he's done to her, he should have fucking made it right. So you have leaks and we don't. Just like that. We have names and you don't. People fucking hate y'all for putting me through this. So, I look beat up now. You can tell I'm a victim of crime. Looking at me. You can walk up and look at me and I don't look anything like that. That was just a few years ago. Because when somebody's putting you through fucking hell and committing one crime after another against you, it's going to take a toll. You're going to see it on your face. I mean, I don't look anything like that right now. Nothing. You probably couldn't recognize me. So I'm sorry. I mean, that's upsetting to people, Mr. Perry. Very, very, very upsetting to normal people who don't like hardship and suffering. If you watch the news on 9/11, did anybody get up and did you see all of America start cheering for bin Laden? Or did you see all of America go help the victims? At the Tulsa shooting, Mayor Bynum said, I'm getting a lot of calls. People want to know how they can help the victims. People do not like what you're doing, sir. I can get information and you can't. I have names and you don't. You can't quote one meeting and we can. Quote a lot of yours, most of them. Ringtone. Get her ringtone. Get her shoe print. Get her back to the dealership. You can't trust that guy at that dealership. Yeah, she's not quoting him. She's quoting you. I'm quoting your people, Calvin. Right? So my dealership guy's been told, I know you've talked to him. The police told me. I heard it. One of them was wearing a wire, maybe. Maybe your whole place is bugged up. I didn't say maybe your whole place is bugged up, but I said maybe one of them's wearing a wire. I don't know, I heard it. They're not gonna, I mean, you're putting my life at risk, sir. You and I have not had any problems getting along. I don't have late car payments, Mr. Perry. When you intentionally interfere with commerce and contracts and deprive of food and shelter, you're the kind of guy that gets beat the fuck up in jail, and your civil rights aren't shit. The guards will do what they can to protect you, but there's only so much they can do. I was in jail, I watched it. You'd have everybody just sitting there talking, everybody's getting along, and all of a sudden one prisoner would go apeshit on another and beat the hell out of him. And the guards will run over, and they blow their whistles, and blah, blah, blah. By then, it's too late. Somebody's already hurt. So, good luck to you, because your kind is fucking even repulses prisoners. You even repulse prisoners. Because these guys that do Ocean 11 type crimes, or the cop that murdered 4 people, I mean, you know, I think there were even men that may have murdered Jeff Epstein. I mean, what are you going to do? You decided to be a sex weirdo, you live with your choices, right? So I don't look like that now. I fucking don't even. Just a few years ago, that's what I looked like. Before the murder, before they started going at me, that's what I looked like. And now I don't. So what is this right here? I got pictures of you, so that I can prove I'm not stalking you. In Oklahoma, where you live and I don't. That's Mr. Perry's logic. No cognitive reasoning. Not a mark on him. Not a fucking mark on him. Beat a guy so bad his head came off his body. Yeah, I don't think so. If you believe that, I've got oceanfront property for you in Arizona. And looking for the... It's not under that one. It might be under car. All the shit he did to my fucking car after making that threat. Perry, I don't care what you think. Shut the hell up. Will you please just shut up? The coaxing. He likes to coax. How did you know Mike had to be coaxed to Pensacola? Like we keep trying to use your DoorDash app to coax you to Jinx to have you pulled over again. Or to coax you to Broken Arrow so we can have Broken Arrow pull you over again. Yep. And who's the other victims? Who else is talking? Yep, people fucking hate you. Fucking hate your ass. You're a sick son of a bitch, and I mean you're hated. That's a lot of the... where's my car shit? Wants to traffic me. Look what that says, Mr. Perry. You're caught on trafficking. You're fucking caught. You act like you don't know that. If you're mentally ill, you might not. Alright, so just after this, it's not legal, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. I'm going to steal it. I'll have somebody steal it. Then, they got caught, so they had somebody poke a hole in the radiator. Then, they had somebody throw a brick at me on the freeway, and it could have hit me in the face and killed me. I think that was the intent. I went out a different way, so I was behind the guy a little further than he was expecting. Charles had his man sitting at the exit of where I would come out. And to make, oh, here she comes. He's calling down the road. Here she comes. She's behind you. So I went out a different way. And it delayed me about 2-3 minutes. So the brick hit the pavement right in front of me and then bounced up and split my engine in two. That's metal. That's the transmission. Yep. Murder attempt number 2. My guys call me. He's taking your taillight out. I had to go buy a new taillight. 2, have you pulled over? So that's entrapment. It's basically, that's a dismissal. Right? I don't know. Cracker Jack box law degree, Matt. You tell us. But I was woken up by the cops to tell me he had your taillight taken out. 2, have you pulled over on your way to work tonight? So go fix it. So I did. This right here is another time you had it done. I pull over and I ask a Rogers County deputy, who, it might have been the same night, actually, that this happened. There's a Rogers County deputy sitting there on the side of the road. I pulled over and asked him, is this where somebody might pull out a light bulb? And he goes, well, the light bulb's in the hood. And I go, okay, but look, somebody's tampered with the inside of my trunk. Maybe they made the same mistake I just made. Oh, yeah, possibly. To have me pulled over? Yep. Okay, so, and this was a hit and run. This is what I reported to Mingo Valley when I was told, we don't take evidence here. Today it is. Today it's how you do this here. You take in my evidence. And then Jerry Bender's going to get a copy of it, okay? How about that? What kind of cops do that? I mean, I'm not seeing impressive work here by TPD. So everybody starts to wonder about what's in it for them, not to do their job. So I don't think it's TPD helping us. Do you? I mean, I don't know. This was what was reported to Mike and Lely 6 days before his life blew up. I got a new car. Officer Neely, I think they got the key from the dealership. I think they paid the car dealer to get a key. That's why there's no forced entry. Or they got a locksmith, or you know. So here's the thing. He put that powder in my trunk just to let me know he could get in my new car. And he goes, yeah, that's Weirdo. I said, yeah, you think? By the way, the maid tells me it's all over this room. I asked her if she saw something. She said she didn't. But there's something in this. Mr. Perry, nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to help you, sir. I've never helped you. It's been 9 years. I've kicked you off me for 9 years. And he's typing in my phone. Is it the maid? Is it Macy's? Is it your family? Is it Al? Is it Z? Is it Ty? Is it your family? Is it your kids? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it Medicare? Call me. I ruined your life. Call me. Can you imagine having to deal with that all day? Golly. All over the room. She goes, I didn't see it, but there's the same powders all over this room. Like, it's weird. So Officer Neely saw that too. So they've tried to do a lot to my car. There's even a lot more than that. There's like so much fucking 4 or 5 accidents where they always hit my wheel. So we're going to go to court. This is on the right here is where I would normally go out. But Perry had his guy sitting there, so it made me go left. So you can still go left. You just have to go way down the road, and then you can come around and get on the freeway and go back east. So that probably saved my life. Here's witness testimony. She's got people coming up and taking pictures of her, and it's weird. She called Lucky 3 times and said, get somebody to patrol over here because we're having some weird shit. 3 times. I've lived here 10 years, and I've never seen this. She got to where she would tense up when people would come through the parking lot. Is that a normal person, or is that one of Perry's Texas Mafia? Everybody in Manford, within a day or 2 after the murder, said they did it. Your Texas Mafia stalker guy, he did this. They got them both. They were about to do something. You think people don't know? People do know. And they fucking hate you for what you've done to Mike. Fucking hate you. I can get information like that, and you can't. That's the results of the shit you do, and the horror, and the terrorizing. Sir, you pile of vomit. You don't have a love life. Everybody makes fun of you. And there's another one. Somebody actually was banging on my door in a black Lexus with Texas plates. Boy, we had a problem with that one. That guy was everywhere. And actually, that's the reason I met Chief Ridley. There was a black SUV sitting in the parking lot one night when I got home. I walked up to him. I'd had enough of it. And I walked up to him and I was ready to let him have it. Sir, get the fuck off the property. And I said, I'm sorry, but I have to ask you, who are you and what are you doing? He starts laughing. I look at him, and then I see all the police equipment inside. I go, oh, you're a cop. He says, yes. He could have ripped me. He could have said, I'm a cop, and you know, who are you? And he did not. He just laughed at me. And they all knew we'd had enough of it. And the harassment and the menacing. So going where I am, I'm not going where they are. So he's like laughing, and he's like, yes, I am a police officer. And I go, and who are you with? Manford. And I thought Manford drove white cars. Yes, Lucky got this one out of a drug bust. I said, oh, I see. It's Batman. It is Batman. I like it. And you are Chief Ridley. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you guys doing okay? I mean, it was a positive interaction. So, but the maid had called Lucky 3 times and said, please check into the fucking traffic. 3 times. And then she told me after, I didn't ask her to do that. She was bothered by it. She's telling him they were really good friends. She said, Lucky saved my life. They had, a lot of people feel that way about Lucky Miller, Charles. I mean, you took something that people cared about, someone people cared about, and you didn't have that right. We can get information and you can't. We found out what you did. I found out Mike was drugged before anybody else said it. It was not on the docket yet. Depositions were not even taken yet. The lawyers didn't even know. But I did. Because everybody fucking hates you. All of you. For what you're horrifying and terrorizing. And you can't get one name and I have a bunch of yours. That's Lucius. That's Lucius. Those are your results. So, I mean, not a mark on him. Red swollen right hand. Well, he's got an IV in it. Stupid. Might that be why it's red and swollen? Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, everybody's had it with you, Mr. Perry. I mean, everybody's fucking had it with you. He had a tox. He was drugged in March. No, depositions weren't taken till May. We gave him Narcan for drug overdose. Because somebody tried to murder him with a drug overdose. And the fight was, when he passed out, Lucky started arguing, what'd you give him? And then the fight was between the killer and Lucky. Well, Mike slept through the whole thing, that's why I can't remember anything. He woke up from a dead cold sleep, combative, after being given Narcan. Mr. Perry, no one's going to help you. I've never helped you. We all want you gone. You need to listen to the words and act like you understand me. Or get your ass into a hospital. If you think you have a choice when you're told leave me the fuck alone, you really are delusional and you need a hospital. Alright, so when this happened, when Dr. Russell said, you've got a stalking escalation, what you've got with Charles is you need to ignore him. He's a stalker. But unfortunately, he will escalate more than you can ignore. Right? And then she gives me a letter. Yeah, she's afraid of him. And she really doesn't like the intrusion. He's a butt-in. He's a wannabe. Always a wannabe, never the wanted one. So what's happening is, I'm thinking, oh, God answered my prayer. God answered my prayers, and that's the promise right here. And God's like, yeah, not even close. I always do things bigger and better than you can even imagine. I always do things bigger and better than you can imagine. Then he starts acting wackadoo. And my shrink is like, he's got Alzheimer's, or, I mean, you have to repeat yourself all the time for him. I say it one time. I'm like, I don't even know how to deal with this. And he thinks I'm hinting at it. Why would I hint at it? We want you gone. You're getting kicked off me. There's not a hint. Stupid. You're making a fool of yourself still. I'm not going to help you. If you want help, you're gone. No more contacting me. Get the fuck off me, rapist. Don't contact me. I fucking hate it. I'm not going to help you. Never have. There's no hints, delusional. You're making a fool of yourself. $25 million covered up what? What did it cover up? Your crime's never been this uncovered. So it's like she's thinking he's got Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something, because I'm seeing symptoms of mental illness and mental retardation. So I don't know what this is. Then it comes out. Then we find out he's got Huntington's disease. Oh, I see. It does both. That disease is rare, and it does both, and that's it. Boom, right there. That's when God already knew you had it, because that disease begins in the 30s and 40s typically, and then progresses. It doesn't get better; it gets worse. You're not going to get better. You'll get worse. You'll go completely cuckoo bird. Yeah, and you're pretty much there. Never ever responds like he understood you, because he doesn't. He has no fucking idea what you just said. Somebody asked, I guess, Mr. Powell, does Charles understand that Cynthia's family is Cynthia's family, not his? Because I just talked to him and he sounded a little wacky. Like he thinks that's his family. That's not his family, that's her family. You need to have a talk with him. Well, when you got Huntington's disease and you're officially doctor-diagnosed cuckoo bird, that would explain that, wouldn't it? So God is God. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do something. He's going to swallow you up in the sea behind me, just so you know. Because he doesn't think it's cute when you hurt women and kids. Oppressing the poor, making people have money problems and not be able to keep their obligations or follow the law. If you intentionally prevented me from registering my car, taking my money, you're the causation, sir. If I'm pulled over in the process of that crime, because you called a cop and said pull her over, like you've done many times before, we've got that well documented. And I'm not even out of a parking lot, and he's right up on my ass because he knew I was going to be there. Then you guys try to make that work. We'll see you in court. We're going to court. And if you impede that, they'll get you for that too. They're already getting to get you for I guess there's going to be some perjury or something. I don't know. I'm not, until it's actually filed, we don't know exactly what it's going to be. Witness tampering by way of perjury. I mean, I don't know. You'd never stop tampering with a witness. I'm a witness in the murder trial of a police officer. Fuck off. My testimony's on the docket. I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. You girled up. Period. That's what you did. You're a coward and you're a pussy. And I'm not attracted to you at all. You're a vomit. If you think for 1 minute Chief Hall's granddaughter would fall in love with a cop killer, you're off your nut. You are off your nut. What I did not say when I was a little kid, when I grow up, I want to meet a man who's a sex pervert, a rapist, and a cop killer. Didn't say that. Nope, I said, I don't date a man unless he makes sure I don't miss a meal. And you went around telling everybody, I'm going to starve her till she lies. I'm going to starve her till she lies. I'm going to make sure she can't eat until she lies. You want the lie. Even for you, it's not about a date. I don't know. Also, lastly, we have this. There was a very big question as to why there wasn't an immediate injunctive hearing, because I filed a motion for an injunctive order after this guy solicits prostitution on your behalf. He'll give you $5,000, be creeped out by him, and then you'll be $5,000 richer. I'm trying to find it. It's right around in here. This guy comes in, your husband sent me. And I'm like, what? I don't have a husband. No, your husband sent me. I think you got the wrong girl. No, I'm here to see you. I don't have a husband. The senator from Texas, Charles, I don't agree to that. I don't consent to that. Fuck off. You're a stalker and you're Looney Tune. There's no consent. You're married to you. You're married to your fantasy life. You're married to your sex weirdo problem. You're married to cruelty. I have spent 9 years kicking you off me, you sick fuck rapist. I don't like you. It doesn't go both ways. There's no marriage. Forgery is a crime, not a marriage. You're vomit to me. I said no. No means no. You're making a buffoon of yourself. See right here. Just sleep with him. No, he makes my skin crawl. He's vomit to me. He'll pay you $5,000. I said no to this. There should have been an immediate adjunctive hearing and order. Right? Something that costs you money and interferes with your work. This was at work. And that poses a harm, some kind of injury, then there needs to be an injunctive order, and you have to prove that it's likely to occur again. Well, I got David and I got him. So not only was it likely, it did occur again. Why wasn't there a hearing? Yeah, see, that's why wasn't there a hearing on my motions to intervene for Michael Neely? Even just to determine if I had standing to do that. Too many times there's no hearing. Crackerjack box law degree, Matt. So, just so you know, everybody hates you for putting me through this. We're not married, you whack job. People make fun of you. If all you have to do is forge a document, I guess I could forge a document for Kim Kardashian. They don't even have to like you. They don't have to agree to it or know anything about it. Until after you did it. I mean, I'm married to Kim Kardashian, if that's all you have to do to be married these days. What a whack job. What a Looney Tune. I don't like you. You know that. I moved twice to get away from you and not have a fight, not have a conflict, and not be a victim of your crime. And every day you're in my life, we get more. And every day you contact me, we get more. And every day I'm broke, we get more. And every day Mike's in jail, we get more. You don't have even one name of anybody working with us. None. I have a bunch. Look at this. Every day you invade my privacy. Every contact to me. Every day I'm broke. Every day Mike's in jail. Every problem, every drama, every hardship. We get more of this. This is $25 million didn't do shit. See? All that. And that's not the half of it. This got us Calvin. Bald, fat Calvin. One are pulled over, one are pulled over, one are pulled over, one are pulled over, one are pulled over. Make her be pulled over. Make her be pulled. Nobody's going to help you, Charles. You have asked me every day. Is it your ex-husband? Is it your kids? Do I ever help you? No. Why would I do that? When you're in jail, you can't bother me ever again. You can't take my money ever again. I will never be broke again. You'll be gone. We can get information because everybody wants you gone. We have names of your people because everybody's sick of this and wants you gone. I don't want you. Nope. Everybody wants for you to be gone. Don't contact me. I fucking hate it. I will never help you. If you want my guys to help you, then you're going to have to get the hell out of my life. Do not contact me again, and I get my money back. Get Michael home. Or they're not going to do shit. You're fucked. It's about to be too late. He goes, the longer Mr. Perry drags this on and on and on and on and on, there's not a whole lot I can do. There's not a whole lot I can do. So, I mean, we had said you were going to have me pulled over for a long time. We said specifics. Certain nights we said it's Broken Arrow. I told you there were cops that said no to you. I'm not going to do that to her, the guy said. That's the bitch that has lost everything she has trying to help a police officer. Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom when she blows by here. Because you always know where I am. All you have to do is call and tell them where I am. Yep. If we've said this, Mr. Perry, it's already duly noted for the record. We've said it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Write it down. Get a special ed teacher. And so all this stuff, I mean, you're just pathetic. All of these, I mean, how long do they go back? Pull her over, pull her over, pull her over. Take her car away. Please take her car away. We've said it and said it and said it. Everybody knows. Who do you think you're fooling? Nobody else suspect a thing. Because I have my eyes closed. Nobody see me. It's just like fucking insane asylum with you people. We don't even know. We're at a loss. What do you even say to that? What do you even fucking say? Every one of these I got because you contacted me after I told you not to. I don't like it. You did it anyway. Every one of these we got is because you're causing a harm and a problem intentionally to me, maliciously. It proves malicious aforethought. We had it before, not after. We get them every time you do something to me. So it's different when you do it to me. Why is that? And it's the same every time you do it. Cause and effect. When you commit a crime against me, you get caught. Nothing else has happened in 10 years but that. What day is he going to arrest you? Name one guy. One of my guys. Name one. Quote one meeting. Yeah, see, look at all these. That's just about the pullover. That's not about the ringtone. And to get her back out at that club and on the schedule. And I'm going to take her car away. I'm going to get her kicked out of her home. And my landlord asking you, how many people have you gotten kicked out of their homes? Yeah. And my car guy telling you guys, the body of the car, except for the damage you guys caused, is just what you guys caused. Underneath is beat up pretty good. We've sold her several cars. None of the other ones look like that. That tells me she can't drive a car that's too low to the ground. She doesn't know how. She keeps hitting stuff. Yeah, pretty much that's true. We heard him tell you that. We heard y'all talking about it. Yeah, because when you contact me, and the longer I'm broke and the longer Mike's in jail, the more we get. People are sick and tired of this. And of you. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're told on. You're being kicked off me. You're raping me. Your contact is disgusting. You're vomit. You're not bait. You're vomit. We're not married. You're delusional. You forged a document. I still haven't seen it. I fucking still haven't even seen that. Lucky asked me about it. Other people have seen it. And questions, if she signed this, where's the wedding photos? Oh, I guess we better call her family and plan a wedding. How'd you plan to get me to cooperate with that? Because there's no way. I'd kick the fuck out of you get anywhere near me, and you know that. Vagina up in your brains. You'd have to have a helmet on and a vagina protector, because you're not a man. And if you're trans, then trans over. And don't make it a crime causation that you bother me with. Understood? That's not a request, Mr. Perry. Comply with the law. That's not a request. And as much as you're caught, just with this right here. Why do you think you have a choice? That's why our shrink said he needs to be in the nut house. She doesn't say nut house. She's a very professional lady. She doesn't cuss. She doesn't, I'm paraphrasing. He needs to be in the nut house. Because at this point, for him to think he has a choice, he really is delusional. He doesn't have a choice. None of them do. The longer I'm broke, the more of these we get. Before you do it, not after. The longer Mike's in jail, the more of these we get. Before you do it, not after. Every time you contact me, we get more. Because I fucking hate it. I said, don't contact me. You do it anyways. It pisses me off. Creepy Chucky. Your contact is creepy. You're creepy. You're by yourself because you're creepy. Women don't like that. You're a turnoff. If you liked women, you would do what women like. Women don't like creepy guys. And they don't like cruelty. No one likes your cruelty. Cause and effect, same and different, before and after. Those are your results. Those are ours. Name one of my guys. One. Quote one meeting they've had. See, you can't. But I can. I'm quoting you. I have your guys' names. You have leaks, we don't. Just like that. So when we go to traffic court, because I got to prove that you did this maliciously and intentionally, taking my money and then having the guy right up on my ass. I was not out of the parking lot yet. He was sitting there waiting for me to pull out. And then didn't do what a normal cop would do and start following up on questions when I'm saying this is domestic violence, sir. This was caused intentionally. The whole pullover. Knowing I had all that. So, he just, okay, well, let me go write your ticket. Wrong answer. Oh, that's a fail. You just failed right there. You just failed right there, sir. I'm sorry for you that you chose to do that. That's not going to fare well. It's bitch of a sex weirdo. Dude, you got to do better than that. Do better than that. You got cops from somewhere else you're competing with, and right now you're not very impressive. So there's that, because they got me this. Mr. Perry, shut up. Stop threatening me. He just threatened me again. He's threatened me again. So it's duly noted for the record. Get the fuck out of my phone. Get out of my life. You're not wanted, you're loved. Look at what you get for what you do. See, he won't put it together. You don't get a date. Is that what you wanted? A date? You don't have a real date. In 9 years, you've been kicked off me. You don't have a cover-up. Is that what you wanted? Because you don't have a cover-up. Your crime's never been this uncovered. What is it that you think what do you want? Because what you've gotten is rejected and told on every day for 9 years. Doing what you're doing. Who's driving your ship? Because you're going in circles. You're doing the same thing, getting nowhere. The more you fuck with me, the more uncovered your crime is. When in your lives has your crime been caught this much? That's happening when you do it to me. Why is that? Yeah, none of you get it because you're stupid. I'm done.